guys, the German here again and welcome back to Fulham FC. We have ended our 4th or 5th season already and let's go check it out, the previous episode. There was a double live com and but this is the recap video where we are looking at our competitions, our players, how our games ended. And like you are seeing at the window now, we did nick the Premier League with whopping 100 points and we didn't lose a single game, which is a nice thing to do. It perhaps a second time when I can do the second time in my history of Football Manager when I have done that. Undefeated season, goal difference plus 65 and so on, and we didn't win the Champions League, we win the FA Cup final. Those you did saw in the last episode. Of course, at the start of the year we nicked the Community Shield, so 4 trophies this year. It was a bummer that we couldn't win the EFL Cup, knocked out at the 4th round by Crystal Palace. Arsenal did win it. But let's go to the Premier League table and watch it. So, we finished I don't know how to speak anymore. So, we did finish first place, 31 wins, 7 draws, no losses. And for those 7 throws, 1 West Ham, 2 Arsenal, 1 Liverpool, 1 Tottenham, 1 Chelsea, and 1 Everton. So, all the big teams was there. Basically, West Ham and Everton, but I count those as a big team also. But those Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham, Chelsea, they are the big 5, and those Manchester teams, I did win both games. 100 points, goal difference plus 65. I don't know actually how many goals we did score. 83 goals, only conceded 18 goals, so that is a really good job. And Liverpool finished 2nd place, 24 wins, 7 draws, 7 losses, 79 points, so the cap was 21 points. Arsenal 3rd by goal difference, by single goal I think. Man United 4th, Man City 5th, Tottenham 6th and Chelsea 7th. So all the major teams, let's say it that way, are at the top 7, and all the 7 teams are at the Europa places. 4 teams in Champions League and 3 of those in the Europa League places. Newcastle, it's a shame, by goal difference, by a 3-goal margin, drop out the games there. And Crystal Palace did get that Europa League place. Where Crystal Palace is? Is Crystal Palace a championship team? Crystal Palace won the championship and they are playing in Europa League next year, which is really big occasion for that team. That is a good thing, cool thing. So Newcastle was 8th, Everton 9th, Stoke 10th, Southampton 11th, and so on. And at the bottom, Watford, Hull City, and Wolves are going down. And in player stats, Paulo Dybala 33 goals, Harry Kane 26, David Shaw, Arsenal region, who I did try to buy. He looks phenomenal, English talent, was 3rd on that chart. No out players there. Wesley Hurd was best average rated player. Paulo Dybala 2nd, Kingsley Coman 3rd, Gustavo Scarpa, Kingsley Coman, Alexis Sanchez most assists. Paulo Dybala did have a 12 player of the matches, Harry Kane, Kingsley Coman. So those 3 guys have a pretty good seasons all in all. David De Gea, 19 clean sheets, Geronimo Rulli 17, Redrag Rajkovic 15, Sergio Alvarez 18 yellow cards like Joe Allen, and James Milner for 16. Yeah, three times in a row have we won the Premier League now in 5 seasons. That is a really good achievement. Let's go to the Hall of Fame. Let's see, do we have entered? No, we don't even be in the top 20. We have 3 domestic divisions, domestic cup 3 times, other trophies 4, no international trophies. So if we look our player, 1 EFL Cup, 1 FIFA World Cup, 1 UEFA Super Cup, 2 Community Shields, 3 Premier Leagues, 2 Champions League, 2 FA Cups, and we don't even be on that bloody list. It's a tough job. Mick Mart, it took how many episodes? 26, I think, for Mick Mart to be on that first place, and we are at the episode, I don't even know what, 17 or 18, and we don't even be on the bloody list. Oh man. Well, the cap is only 100 points, so next year I think we are gonna go for that list. And if we look here, I do have that other save here. We are on 5th place when I was on Leicester. 2 Premier Leagues, 4 FA Cups, 5 Community Shields, 2 FIFA World Cups, 2 UEFA Super Cups, 3 Champions League, and that took us on the 5th position. So I need to pick up the pace. I need a couple of more trophies to win that we're gonna challenge on that top position. But we are getting there. It probably will take us 30 plus episodes, but we are gonna do that before the FM18 will arrive. I can guarantee for that. But let's go to the games. And what was the last game when we were here? We did have that first leg against Monaco. Let's start here. The first leg against Monaco in the knockout rounds, we won 1-0. Ezequiel Pons, our only goal scorer. Then we beat 3-1 in Wolves at the FA Cup. Marco Van Ginkel got 2 and Nathan Hudson the 3rd goal. Helder Costa not even gave the early lead. We took the lead, but he equalized the game. Then 1-0 against Newcastle. Ryan Sessegnon at the stoppage time. Then 2-0 scoreline against Southampton. Marco Van Ginkel got the both goals. Then the second leg against Monaco, 3-0. Good win at home. Alexander Isak, Ezekiel Erro, and John Stones are goal scorers. Then a tough game in FA Cup against Bournemouth, 1-0 win. Steve Cook's own goal was the decider there. Then 0-0 draw against Liverpool, no goal scorers there. Then we beat Hull City 2-0, Ezequiel Pons and Tom Kearney. 4-0 against Wolves, Alexander Isak, Tom Kearney, Wes Morgan own goal, and Nathan Hudson the 4th one. And then 3-0 against Benfica, Champions League quarterfinals, first leg at home. Nathan Hudson got praised, check out the 3rd one. Then good game against Man United, 2-0 at home, Alexander Isak and Eric Bailly. The same guy scored in the second leg against Benfica, 2-0 win also. Then we beat on penalties in FA Cup semi-final Man United. This was a really good game. We were 2-0 down after 17 minutes. Patrick Roberts gave us the hope, and Trent Alexander-Arnold, stoppage time penalty. We equalized the game, and we did win on penalties that game. Jordan Pickford stopped 3 of the 5 penalty takers for Man United, and we did go to the final there. And really good game. Shame that I couldn't live com that. Then 2-0 against Stoke at home, away. Ezekiel Erro and Nathan Hudson are goal scorers. Then 1-1 against Arsenal. I was gutted. I can show you. They didn't even have a shot on target. Lorenzo Dickman's own goal and Tom Kearney, the only shot on target for our team. A poor game, and with that goal, our with that goal, actually in the semi-final in the FA, but in Premier League we conceded our first goal in about 10 games there. It was a bummer, but we bounced back really well. And in the Champions League semi-finals, first leg against Bayern Munich, 1-0 win. Nathan Hudson gave the goal for us. Then 1-1 against West Ham in Premier League. Marco van Hinkel, our only goal scorer. Then the second semi-final leg against Bayern Munich at home. 6-0 win. 6-0 in a Champions League semi-final against Bayern Munich. We were dominant on that game. 2 for Czeka, 2 for Alexander Isak, 1 for Ezekiel Pons, and 1 for Nathan Hudson. And with the 7-0 scoreline, we go through to the final, which is really nice. Then 3-1 scoreline against Sunderland in Prem. Alexander Isak, Ezekiel Ero, and Mahmoud Dahoud. Then 4-3 scoreline against Watford at the last game of the season in Prem. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Ezekiel Ero, Wesley Hurt, Nathan Hudson are goal scorers. Will Hughes and Vincent Abubakar and Munir, their goal scorers. And those 2 games you have seen, hopefully. 2-1 against Crystal Palace, Alexander Isak got praise, and the Champions League final after extra time, 2-0 scoreline, Tom Kearney and Nathan Hudson. And if we go to see our players, like you're seeing, our squad is really slim at the moment. I'm keen to keep it that way. There are a couple of guys who are probably gonna sell. One of our central defenders, Stones Hurt by Onguene. It's probably be Onguene who I'm gonna sell, because at the under 23 squad there are a lot of really good guys, and this guy I'm excited. I'm gonna bring him at the first team next year. Panagiotis Papazanis, 191 centimeters, 84 kilos, and look at those attributes. He's gonna be cracking central defender next year. Hopefully he can speak English, because otherwise it would be really hard him to understand what the other players are saying there. But he's coming, and probably Onguene is going. Others, I'm keen to keep this same squad. We don't need that many changes. A couple of guys probably will come into the first team to give us the rotation option. Third striker to play with Isak and Pons. Those 2 had a really good seasons. Pons had a mediocre season, but Isak was phenomenal this year. If we sort it out with goals, Alexander Isak got 25 goals, 12 assists, really good. Ezekiel Pons had 18, Nathan Hudson 13 goals, really good season for him. Kenny got 8, Ezekiel Ero 6. This guy, look at his attributes. Phenomenal. I cannot say anything else. He will take that cam position for our team next year. Marco van Hinkel is leaving. Requested to the transfer list, and I'm keen to let him go. Seka got 5 goals on wingback position, really good. Dahoud got 4 like others, and you can pause and look at those here. In assist wise, Lorenzo Dickman 13 assists, 12 for Alexander Isak, 11 for Zeka, 10 for Kearney, 9 for Pons, 7 for Sezegnon, Dahoud, and Fernandez got 6. Hudson 5, Ero 4, and so on. In contract wise, nobody's leaving. 2023 is the earliest expiring date for our contract, and it's our captain Tom Kearney who's not going anywhere. His potential and his ability is not that high than others, but I love this guy a lot, and he's not going anywhere. Like Ryan Sessegnon, our own youngster, his attributes aren't that good, but his physicals are. He's a beast on those. I don't know. Actually, now that I'm looking at him, his value is on high. He had 9 caps for England. His marking is growing, but it's low. He's 10 only. Well, I don't know. He's a good backup for Zeka. And Zeka got 37 games this year. Sessegnon got 32, actually, 31 actually. Yeah, pretty even. And I tried to play those central defenders also. Rotate them a lot. Ongwen got 26, Payet got 26, Hurd played 45, Stones 29, and so on. But all in all, our squad looks really good, and there are not many guys that have played badly. And the reason why I'm keeping so light squad is therefore every player get a game time, so I'm happy on that. Thomas Partey had that. He played only 7 games, but he had that 8-month injury. He damaged crucial ligaments, and he's coming back for next year. Rotate with Adeniran on that ball-winning midfielder place. Adeniran played a lot of games, 55 games on 7.10 average rating is cracking job for this. Our own youth player, really good guy. 2 caps for England already. Hopefully he can feature a lot more in future. But there is not many guys I'm keen to sell. Kinkel is leaving, and perhaps Ongwene or Payet, either of those can go. Payet got a larger contract, but if we are looking at transfers, we have 92 million on bank, and we have 25 million on wages, so we can buy anybody. Basically, we can buy anybody. Not maybe Neymar, but anybody. And yeah, I don't know. There is nothing more to tell you about. I think let's look our youth squads. There are a couple of guys. Brian Graham, 4-star potential goalkeeper, growing on those attributes. He have been really good on that youth team. Wesley Westerwright, our left back, 4-star potential, also growing on those attributes. Alone at Cardiff at the moment. Andy Stone, central midfielder, 4-star potential. Could be a striker. I think he's much more suited on that striker position. Good mental attributes, good physicals, growing on those. Played at Watford this year in Premier League, 26 games, 2+2 there. Another year on loan perhaps. Juan Carlos Salazar, 4-star potential right back, decent on those attributes. Physicals are really good already. On Klein, 17 Fs for Peru, and I don't know, perhaps another year on loan for him. He played 30 games there, a good solid season for him. Mariano Aramburu was on which team he was? On Malaga in Spain. He don't have that work permit, and he had only one under 20 cap for Argentina. So I'm keen to send him yet again to Spain. If he is 2 years on Spain, he can get the citizenship and therefore get the work permit situation sorted out. But now that England is leaving EU, it's gonna be trickier to get those work permits, I think. But Mariano Arbulu is a decent attacking midfielder. Banakiatis Papazan is coming for the first team next year. Big hopes for this guy. 8 caps for Greek national team already. Low wages ending on next year. So we need to sort that out. Offer him a new contract at the summer. Actually, there are Zivkovic is the only guy who is leaving. Kabrindashvili is a decent guy. Georgian, 7 caps for Georgian national team. Decent defensive mid. Another year on loan. Hopefully he will grow a lot. Philip Foos, I'm keen to let go because, well, now he have 8 caps on US national team. So maybe I'll convert him as a wingback. He's so tiny guy in that central defensive position. So I don't know. Or I put him on that halfback position, trained as a halfback. That could be a good place for him. Artur Komi, it's a shame that we have he's not Wonderkid anymore. Guy on this caliber but we don't play on those wingers. So 22 million. How much did I? 9 million. So perhaps I'm selling him to get some money out of him because we don't need him. Shara Lobos Alexandrakis, 3-star potential winger also. Looks decent. Another year for loan. Perhaps he could crack on that Greek national team and therefore grow on those attributes. Camilo Kokuzi did go for loan to ADO Den Haag in Netherlands. Decent attributes on that left wing back position. Grow in on those. Another year perhaps also for him. Then Dimitris Piskopakis, his potential is dropping. So therefore, I don't know. 9.5 million his valuation. Perhaps another year on loan for him also. There are a couple of years he have been, and good loan fees we are getting on those guys. 4.3 million. I'm keen to get a lot more for him when he's leaving. Andre Anderson. Yeah, he's on at Betis. He could get that work permit sorted out now, but yeah, keen to sell him perhaps. 3.9 million his valuation, and like you are remembering, we did pay 14k for him. Decent guy. Benke is our own youth player. Decent physicals, but nothing more, I'm afraid. Another year on loan. Hopefully we can get some money for him. Thomas Kalas, nobody wanted this guy, so he's at loan at Roma. Was there no, there was no buying on fee for him. Hopefully I can sell him at the summer. 30 million or, would be a good amount of money for him. Nevistic, good go. I'm probably gonna sell him 700k. Hopefully I'm getting that back. He wasn't that good, and now that we have Brian Graham, we don't need Nevistic. Zivkovic's contract is ending. 13 goals for Bristol City this year. Hopefully he can get a new team soon. It was a shame that in 2 years he didn't score a single goal for us. So therefore he's leaving. And Coley Woodrow, he have 2 years left on his contract. Hopefully somebody is cashing on him, because let's face it, he's not that kind of striker that we need at the moment. We need more talented, better attributes on a striker at the moment. But those are the guys I'm keen. Those 4 guys at the bottom I'm keen to sell. And under 18 squad there are a couple of guys. Anthony Joseph did game for youth team this year, looks decent central defender, 185 centimeters, 15 years old. Hopefully he could grow. Alan O'Connor, striker, attacking midfielder, looks decent, 16 years old already, good guy. Victor Ezekiel needs a new contract. He's cracking. Perhaps he could be a striker in next year in our first team. Or we could sort some loan deals for him. He's 18 years old, so he could get game time in some other teams. Then there are a couple of guys with 3-star potential. Damien Dobson, decent looking cam. Then Tony Marable, decent looking midfielder, growing on those attributes. And Dan Browser, central midfielder, good physicals, but nothing more about him. And then there are Carl Dickens, he looks decent midfielder, 16 years old, and Mauro Anderson, our Argentinian youngster, decent attributes for striker. Hopefully he could go loan some League One team perhaps next year. But those are the players, and hopefully next year is gonna be at least as good as this season was. But we see you in next episode, so leave the like rating, hit subscribe and stuff like that, and go check it out, Mick Marsh channel. And yeah, we see you at the late next year when it's time to recap the first half of the season. But we see you next time. Bye bye.